Welcome to Life with the Larks. I'm Lauren Lark, and today I am so excited to bring to you a grocery haul from Sam's Club. As I mentioned in the last video, Dylan and I got married about 3 weeks ago, and the last couple months we have been taking a hard look at our finances and trying to find places that we can save money. And one of those things that we found that we can do is eating at home. And so we have made the decision to once a month, at the beginning of the month, to make one large Sam's haul. And what we do is we go and we get everything that we need for the month, minus a couple fresh produce that we have to buy each week. And so today, what we're going to be doing is I'm going to be showing you everything that we got at Sam's. Now, I do want to put a disclaimer in here. I did buy a little bit more this month than we typically do. The last couple months, we haven't spent quite as much as we did this month. And that's for a couple reasons. Number one, my best friend just had her first baby, and we are so excited. And I told her that I would make her some postpartum meals. And so some of these meals I'm actually doubling. And so normally I take a look at things that are more expensive at Sam's or more expensive at Walmart or Kroger, and I make the decision on where to buy them based off of that. And so there are some things that I did buy in bigger bulk this month based off of that. We also have a couple of dinners that we're going to with friends, and I volunteered to bring a dessert or something like that. And so there are some more things in here that I don't typically have in a month, but they are good things to have. And I am going to start trying to build my pantry and build my freezer stock. And so I did buy a little bit more this month than I did the last 2 months, but that's okay. That's all a part of figuring out what we need in a month. So I'm going to start off by going through all of the meat because that needs to get into the fridge that we got this month. Now, I do have a good little stock of meat in my freezer already. I didn't buy chicken, regular chicken. I did buy some ground chicken, but I didn't buy regular chicken because I have a ton of that already. So we eat a lot of chicken in this household. The first thing that we got that we have actually really loved the past several months from Sam's is this 3-pound pack of ground beef organic. It is only literally, I looked today, about a 30 cents difference from the regular 3-pound pack of ground beef. And so we buy this. Some people have asked us if we get the 10-pound roll, and I have said no, mainly because he and I don't eat a ton of ground beef. The only thing that we really make with ground beef is hamburgers, and so this usually lasts us a month, if not 2 months. So I usually stick with the 3-pack. And I still have 1 pound left over from last month in the freezer. So I have 4 pounds of ground beef now. Now, moving on, this is something new I haven't ever bought before, but I'm really excited. I got some New York strips. They were on sale, these two for 1.5 pound or 1.25 pounds was $17. I saw a recipe that was steak bites and baked potatoes, and I'm really excited to try that. I also got a pot roast. This is usually kind of like a winter meal, but I've kind of been craving it lately, and so I figured that I could do a pot roast at some point on a day that I don't have a lot of time to cook, because you just throw a couple things in the crock pot and it's ready to go. I have been getting this 3-pack of bacon. I wanted to throw a baby shower for my friend, and so I got this to make some of the food, and it was fabulous. So it's 3 pounds of bacon. I believe this was like $12, and so that is a fantastic price for 3 pounds of bacon. I do believe that my husband is going to put the dollar amounts for either the whole sections or the individual things at the bottom of the screen, so you guys can kind of follow along and see how this is adding up. We next got pepperoni. My husband and I love to just snack on pepperoni. We put extra pepperoni on our frozen pizzas, so we go about through one of these a month. We also got turkey, honey roasted turkey meat for lunches. This is something that he and I are trying to work on, is to eat at home more and eat healthier things at home. And so we're trying to like eat sandwiches with lots of veggies on them, especially here in the summer when veggies are good and fresh. I got a 4-pound pack of Italian sausage. Now these are in the casings. This is going to be for my lasagna. This was one of the postpartum meals that my best friend wanted. I don't normally get them in the casings, but they were such a good price and I can cut them out of the casings. And so that'll work just as fine. The last thing that I got was this pack of ground chicken. I believe this is a 3-pound pack, and I got 2 of them. And that is because I have a couple different ideas of things I want to try with ground chicken. And I want to see if I like the texture. I like um, chicken breasts and chicken thighs. And I've never really done a ton of ground chicken, but I have a white chicken chili that I really love, except for I don't like the texture of boiled meat. And so I never really like the chicken, the texture of it. And so I'm actually going to try browning this chicken and using it in that, just like a regular plain chili with the ground beef, and see how I like that. And then I'm also going to try an egg roll in a bowl. I think it's going to be kind of a healthier alternative to fried rice that we love so much. And so that called for ground beef as well. So I'm making 2 white chicken chilies, one for me, one for my best friend, and then egg roll in a bowl and a couple other things with this. So I'm really excited to try that. Next up, I think we're going to do dairy. All right, so this is going to be a quick one. Our dairy this month was not as much as it normally is. We are huge cheese connoisseurs here in this house, but there are some cheeses that they didn't have at Sam's, and so I'm gonna have to get them at either Walmart or Publix, and that will just be like a separate order that I'll make either later this week or the beginning of next week. But the biggest thing that I got this month was I got 48 eggs. And I actually have about 12 eggs in my refrigerator right now. And the reason I got so many of these is because I am going to be meal prepping some breakfast burritos and some breakfast English muffins to go in our freezer for a quick breakfast throughout the rest of the summer, and then hopefully some into the school year. And so I'm really hoping that this will get me through that. And that will probably be another video that I'll be making about meal prepping breakfast that is quick and easy, because my husband and I love to sleep in. We're not waking up early kind of people. So that's the kind of breakfast that we need. We also got this pack of 18 Greek yogurts. It's the Oikos Triple Zero. It's got 3 different flavors: strawberry, mixed berry, and vanilla. We haven't tried this specific brand, but I liked that it has the Triple Zero, which is 0 added sugar, 0 artificial sweeteners, and 0% fat. And so I'm hoping that we really enjoy these. We do like yogurt, and I've put a little bit of honey oat granola on it. And it's just a really good snack or a good little dessert if I'm feeling something kind of sweet, but it's a whole lot healthier than like a Blizzard from Dairy Queen. I got it's 4 pounds of sharp cheddar cheese, I think. I think it's sharp cheddar cheese. Yep, sharp cheddar cheese. Sorry, it was backwards. Sharp cheddar cheese. I am making buffalo chicken dip for me and my friend. And then I'm also making a couple of different things that I need this for. And so I got 4 pounds of it. But I was also completely out, and I'm never out of cheddar cheese. And I was completely out from the baby shower that I threw last weekend. So I needed to restock on that a little bit. And then the last and final thing is some cream cheese. And that is also for the buffalo chicken dip. And a couple other things. I think my white chicken chili requires a block of cream cheese, and there's one other recipe, I think, but I already have a pack of 4 in my fridge. And so I got another pack of 4. So I will hopefully be good to go on cream cheese for this month and all of the freezer prep. So next, I think I'm going to do like pantry staples. All right, so now I am going to go through all of the pantry staples with one exception, and I'm sure you can point out which one that is. That is the Red Baron pizza. We didn't really have anything else frozen, so I figured I would just kind of throw it in here. My husband and I love Red Baron pizza. It's usually our Friday night dinner. We put on a movie, we make a pizza, and sometimes I'll make like a thing of brownies. And it's just a really fun, affordable date night in. And so we usually reserve these for Friday nights, and they're wonderful. So, going through everything else is things that I would keep on our pantry. So starting off with the Hershey's Triple Chocolate Fudge Brownie Mix. Now, this is a controversial item in my family. My mother is known for her brownies amongst all of my friends growing up, and she uses a different brand, but they don't have that in a bulk pack at Sam's. And this is such a good price at Sam's, and it's like easily contained in one box. And so I'm gonna try it, but I may have to go back to the one that I love so much from my childhood. Then I have this 10-pound bag of sugar. I have containers in my pantry that I will pour this like into. But I found out something really interesting at Sam's today. There was this older lady who was in the aisle grabbing sugar as well. And she stopped me and she was so kind. And she said, "Did you know that if the package does not say pure cane sugar, that it's not real sugar, that that sugar is made from beets?" And I was like, I have never heard of that. And she said, yes. And she said, the sugar that is not pure cane sugar, that's just labeled sugar, that's made from beets, is not near as sweet as pure cane sugar. And I did not know that at all. So I thought that was a really interesting piece of information that I learned today from a stranger in Sam's. I have a bag of flour. How many pounds is this? I'm not sure. 12 pounds of flour. I want to make some waffles, Belgian waffles. I got a waffle maker for my wedding, and so I really want to try that out. And so that's one of the reasons that I got some more flour and sugar. I have some in my pantry, but I'll probably go through it and I'll probably need more. Then I have, oh, I'll do this. I have a 7-pound bag of brown sugar. Again, that's for banana bread that I'm going to make for my husband because that's one of his favorites. The waffle recipe that I found calls for brown sugar, and I just love the taste of brown sugar, more over than just regular cane sugar sometimes. I got a 6-pack of canned chicken. Now, I'm going to be honest. I do not particularly care for canned meat. It's not my favorite. When I was growing up, I used to love the little Vienna sausages, but as I've gotten older, I don't love it. However, I do use canned chicken for buffalo chicken dip. I have tried to make buffalo chicken dip with like boiled chicken or a seared chicken, and it just doesn't taste the same. And it might be because that's how my husband's mom makes it, and she makes my favorite buffalo chicken dip. And so I just figured, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to make it how my mother in law makes it and just use the canned chicken. It's not going to kill me, it's going to be wonderful. Then I got 2 bottles of soy sauce, and I wanted the low sodium one, but I didn't see it. And I have some marinated chickens that I want to do. And so I knew that I was going to need soy sauce, and I ran out last month. And so I didn't want to run out again. And so I stocked up and I just got 2 bottles of that. I'm really excited about this Kinder's seasoning, this lemon and herb seasoning. My husband and I, every month, we have been so excited to like pick out one new Kinder seasoning to try. And so we've tried a couple of different ones and we loved all of them. And I told him that I wanted to try this one, the lemon and herb, for chicken and for like a lemon pepper chicken. And then also, we have some shrimp that I need to get through this month. And I thought that this would go really good with the shrimp. And so I'm excited for that. Along the same lines of Kinders, my husband and I have really been loving this crispy panko blend from Kinders. We've been trying again all the different flavors, and so we haven't tried this one yet, so we're going to try it. This is the buttery garlic and herb, and it's super easy. I have frozen chicken tenders in my freezer, and all I do is I thaw it out in some water for a couple hours. I dip the chicken strips in some eggs, and then I roll them in this panko breadcrumb, panko blend. Panko blend. I pop it in the air fryer for like 10 minutes, and it makes the best chicken strips. And so I'm excited to try this new like flavor. Last month we did the wood fired garlic one, I believe, and we dipped that in barbecue, the Kinder's barbecue sauce, the brown sugar one. Oh my goodness, it was one of my favorite meals that we ate last month. Then make sure that's everything on that side. That is. I got a big canister of this grated Parmesan cheese. Like I said, I'm making lasagna and a couple other things that I like Parmesan cheese for. So that's what that is for. I got this 2-pack of Hidden Valley Ranch. My husband believes that that is the only ranch that is out there. And I use this for buffalo chicken dip. And with college football season coming up, buffalo chicken dip is a regular on Saturdays in our house. And so between the ones that I'm going to be making to freeze for my friend and her husband, and then what we'll go through probably in August and September, I figured it was good to just go ahead and get a 2-pack of that. And then last but not least, I got this large canister of chicken bouillon, and this is the powder. Now, the first month that I went to Sam's, I got the Members Mark, which is the Sam's brand of, I'd have to look at what it's exactly called, but it's basically chicken bouillon, but it's a paste. It's not the powder, it's a paste. And I tried it in a couple different dishes, and truthfully, I just didn't love it. And so I have several recipes that require chicken broth, and I figured that this would just be a little bit more affordable way to have chicken broth on hand. This will last us a very, very long time. I use this same brand for tomato bouillon when I make homemade Mexican rice, and I love it. And so I figured that this will last us probably close to a year. Let me see if there's an expiration date on it. Used by March 27 of 2027. So I have this for about a year, and it'll probably last us a year if we even get through it in a year. But it'll be a lot cheaper, I think, because I believe this was only $8 or $9. I could be wrong. Like I said, my husband will put the prices down below. But this will be a lot more cost efficient than buying the boxes of chicken broth or beef broth or bone broth. So I'm excited to put this in my rotation. We are coming close to the end. We have 2 more categories. We have the vegetables that I got, and then also the household items that I got. So we will do vegetables next. All right, for our next part, we have vegetables. Now, this may not look like a lot of vegetables to you, but I do have some vegetables that are already frozen or in the pantry. And then, like I said earlier, I do make a Walmart order or a Kroger order at the beginning of each week with a couple things of fresh produce, some fresh fruit. As you've noticed, there's not a ton of fruit, and that's usually because I buy that fresh. And then if there's any vegetables that I want to buy fresh, I also buy that. So this is the not the fruits, the vegetables that I know that I can easily process and put in the freezer and have easily accessible that way. So this may not look like a lot, but I promise you we're eating more vegetables. So the first thing that I have is this pack of bell peppers. Now, the thing about bell peppers, I'm not a huge bell pepper person. I'm not a big pepper person in general, but I love like the flavor of it and things. I just don't like biting down on it. And so I have really been trying hard to learn how to finely dice them and I freeze them, and so that they're easily able to just throw in a sauce or throw into a meal, and I'm not biting down into a big chunk. And so I have been trying really hard, and I've actually been enjoying them. And so I'm excited to have the flavor and the nutrients from a fresh whole pepper. The next thing is broccoli. I love broccoli. The reason that I got it like this, and I didn't just buy a pack of frozen broccoli, 2 reasons. Number one, my husband likes broccoli, but he prefers raw broccoli. And so I like to get this because he can have some snacking broccoli. I prefer cooked broccoli. And the second reason is I don't love the broccoli that comes pre frozen in the bags. It's something about the texture is not my favorite. And so what I will do with this is I will actually blanch it for 2 or 3 minutes in boiling hot water. Then I'll flash freeze it in a bowl of ice water, and I will put it in either a Ziploc freezer bag or a vacuum sealed bag, and I will have a little bit, to me, fresher broccoli than the other bags. And there's nothing wrong with the pre-frozen broccoli. It's just a texture thing for me. So I would much prefer this texture as opposed to that one. Carrots are another vegetable kind of similar to peppers, but I did not love carrots growing up. And I don't know why a lot of my friends would love to eat them raw with ranch, but one of the things about me that's really weird is I don't like ranch. And so that also might be part of the reason why I didn't like carrots growing up. But over our honeymoon, we went on a Royal Caribbean cruise, and almost every night for dinner, we had broccoli and carrots for dinner as a side. And it was so good. And I, every night, talked about how much I really enjoyed the carrots. And so I got this bag of whole carrots, and I will do a very similar thing to the broccoli. I will peel them, I will chop them, and then I will blanch them, and I will either dice them up or cut them like on a bias, and I will put them in a freezer bag or a vacuum seal bag and freeze them, and then just have them as an easy side to throw in the pan to heat up, to sear with some, seasonings or whatnot. The other thing that I do love to make with this, and I will probably make one with these carrots, is I love carrot souffle. That is a very nostalgic dish for me. Growing up, my grandmother used to take my brother and I to the Piccadilly because it was right next to the place that she lived. And it's one of my favorite memories with my grandmother. And one of the things that Piccadilly always had was carrot souffle. And I always got carrot souffle when I was with her. And so I have a copycat recipe that is very, very close to the Piccadilly carrot souffle, and I love it. And so I will probably make carrot souffle. The only downside is, for some reason, every time that I have made carrot souffle, because I have to boil so many carrots, the whole house smells like carrots, but it's so worth it at the end. The last thing that I got is this pack of 8 cans of cut green beans. My husband and I, this is our probably go to favorite side for dinner whenever we have like a meat or something. If we have like a meat and a side, we love green beans. And so I am a lover of a good, fresh, from the garden green bean, but they do require a little bit more work and a little bit more labor as far as like cutting the ends off and sitting at the skillet, blackening them and with some seasonings. So I do like these for a quick, I just throw them in a little pot and heat them up with some salt and pepper and garlic. And the Kinder's, I believe it's the buttery steakhouse seasoning blend, is really good on green beans as well. And so I love these, and the size of these cans are perfect for just me and my husband. We don't, the big ones are too much and we won't ever eat that whole thing. And so this helps prevent food waste, and it's a quick, easy side for a weeknight that doesn't require any prep at all. So there's no having to take a day to prep these, like these two things or in this. Um, it's just an easy go-to side. So love these. So the last thing we have is our household items. There's not a ton of them, but they are pretty big ones. So let me get all this put away, and then I will wrap this thing up. And last but certainly not least, this portion of the Sam's Haul is our household section. Now, a couple things about this section. This is the reason why I do think that our bill was a little bit higher this month, because we don't necessarily buy these items every month. And these are not, we don't, I'm restarting. And last but certainly not least, this is our household section of the Sam's Haul. Now, I do believe that this is one of the reasons that our bill was a little bit higher this month. These are not items that we purchase every single month. We only buy them every about 3-ish, 4-ish months. And so I think that even though this bill was significantly higher, in the long run, we'll save money by not having to purchase these every month at a higher cost per unit. So I'm going to go through these real quickly. They're all pretty basic, but they are really good deals that I would love to tell you about. So the first one are these dinner plates. Now, this is kind of a luxury convenience item that Dylan and I gift to each other because we both despise doing dishes. And so this is just one of those things. It's easy to heat up in the microwave, and then it's easy to cut on. And after we're done, we can just throw it in the trash can and not worry about washing it afterwards. And this is 204 dinner plates, and they're really thick. And so you can do all the things that you need to do on them. And this will last us 3 or 4 months. Now, this is the biggest steal that I think that anybody can get from Sam's, and that is their paper towels. Number one, they are the most amazing paper towels ever. They absorb a ton of whatever it needs to absorb. They're mega rolls. There's 15 rolls in the pack, and I think the pack is about $21. And this is a huge savings because Dylan and I were the absolute worst. We would get these 2 packs here, 4 pack there, and we would run out and we would run to Dollar General and we would get a 2 pack for $6. And that added up pretty quickly. And we go through a lot of paper towels in this household. So having this, it lasted us 3 months. The last time we got this was the first week of April. So it lasted us a whole 3 months, excuse me. And it's just the best thing ever. We use these like crazy. The next thing, I will be honest with you, this is not necessarily a huge money saver. It's actually only pennies of a difference from what Walmart is, but there's one hack that I think that makes buying them at Sam's a whole lot more efficient. This is the Members Mark 40 bottle pack of water. And I'm honestly not sure what the price is. I want to say it's between like six and maybe around $6-ish, $6 and $7, somewhere right around there. Um, the biggest thing that I love about getting these at Sam's actually is because Sam's has the bigger, wider buggies, it's actually so much easier to put them on the bottom of the buggy and not have to worry about them falling off, especially if you're like Dylan and I who are buying multiple cases of water at one time. It's very difficult in like Walmart where the buggy is more narrow and then the cases of water fall off if you have more than one. So I do like getting these at Sam's for that reason because mine and Dylan's path in Sam's is we start on the left side and we go straight back, and that's where the water is. And then we turn and we do the dairy and the meat, and then we go through the household items. And so we do get this kind of towards the beginning of our shopping trip. And so it's on the bottom, it's not going to fall off, it doesn't get in the way of all the other groceries. That's the reason you should get these at Sam's. The next item is this Cascade dishwashing detergent. My husband and I actually had a conversation in the store about why I get the liquid and not the little powder pods. And the best answer that I could come up with was this is what my mom got when I was growing up. And so it's just what I use. I also happen to think that you can get more loads of dishes out of the liquid than you can out of the powdered pouches. But that's just my personal opinion. And that might be a good tester to do in a video one day. So maybe we'll do that one day. The last thing is the Gain scented beads. This is in the scent Summer Sizzle. I loved this. It was fresh and clean and bright and airy, and it's perfect for the summer. This was a very good price. I think, could be totally wrong again, but I think it was like $13. And I know at Walmart, if you get like one of the smaller ones, it's like $6 or $7. And so this is a much bigger one and it was $13. So this will last us 3 or 4 months because we don't use it for every load of laundry, but we do use it especially on clothes that have been sitting for a while and haven't been washed right away. So these are perfect. All right. So the moment that everybody has been waiting for, how much was this massive massive Sam's haul that included household items, that included extra meals for my friends for postpartum, that included meal prepping for my husband and I for the beginning of the school year. What is the grand total? I have the receipt right here because there was no way that I was going to remember this number. The grand total is $382.85. Now, like I said, that's a little bit on the high side. The last several months that we've gone, we have not gone over 250 at all. And so this is definitely on the high side, but we stocked up. We're going to have a lot of amazing videos coming for you as far as meal prepping goes. And I'm so excited to share those recipes with you. Before we go, I have one more thing. If you are sitting here and you're like, oh my goodness, how does somebody create a $400 grocery list? Because that's almost what we spent. We were $20 short of spending $400. How does somebody come up with a grocery list like that? And are they wasting a lot of this food? Well, I can tell you this food is absolutely not going to go to waste. And the way that I know that is because I meticulously meal plan. And if you would go over to our Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook, you will get to see the step-by-step meal planning process that I take in order to shop effectively and efficiently. And that is how I know that I'm going to eat all the food that I purchase. It's how I know that I'm getting a good bang for my buck, and I would love to share that with you. So if you will go over to our Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok, that is Life with the Larcks, all of our social media, you will get to see that simple 3-step process that I have been using for a long time. So if you'll go over there and check that out, we would absolutely love to see you and to hear your comments on that. With that being said, thank you so much for joining us on this long Sam's Haul adventure. I cannot wait to see you in the next video. Bye.